Bill Gates, the boy who failed before he changed the world. "Come closer, my dear children," Grandma said softly as the fire crackled in the old fireplace. "Tonight, I'll tell you the story of a boy who became one of the richest men in the world. But listen carefully. This isn't a story about money. It's a story about failure, persistence, and never giving up." The children pulled their blankets closer and gathered around Grandma's rocking chair. Many years ago, in the city of Seattle, there lived a curious boy named Bill Gates. Unlike other children, Bill loved books more than toys. He could spend hours reading and solving puzzles, while other children played outside. His parents noticed that he was different. He was always asking questions. Why does this work? How does that happen? Sometimes his questions seemed endless. One day, when Bill was still a teenager, something magical entered his life: computers. Now, remember, children, this was long before smartphones, tablets, or laptops. Computers were huge machines that filled entire rooms and cost fortunes. Most people had never even touched one. But when Bill saw a computer for the first time, his eyes lit up. He wasn't interested in playing games. He wanted to understand how the machine thought. Day after day, Bill spent countless hours learning computer programming. Sometimes he stayed up late at night writing code. His friends thought he was obsessed. Among those friends was a young man named Paul Allen. Paul loved computers just as much as Bill did. Together, they dreamed about creating something important. One day, they noticed a problem. Back then, cities used rubber tubes stretched across roads to count traffic. Every time a car drove over the tube, it recorded information on paper tapes. But sorting and analyzing all that data took a lot of time. Bill and Paul looked at each other and thought, what if a computer could do this work faster? It sounded like a brilliant idea. So they started a company called Traf O Data. The children leaned forward. "Did they become rich, Grandma?" Grandma smiled. "Oh no, my dear, not even close." Bill and Paul worked hard. They designed a machine that could read traffic data and create reports automatically. They were excited. They imagined cities across America buying their invention. They imagined success. They imagined fame. But reality had other plans. The machine often didn't work properly. Potential customers weren't impressed. Some government agencies already had better solutions. And when they demonstrated their product, things sometimes went terribly wrong. In one famous demonstration, their machine failed completely. Can you imagine how embarrassing that must have felt? They had worked for months. They believed in their idea. And then it failed in front of everyone. Many people would have quit right there. Many would have said, "I'm not smart enough." Many would have blamed bad luck. But Bill learned something important. Failure is a teacher. Traf O Data didn't become a big company. It didn't make them rich. Most people today have never even heard of it. From the outside, it looked like a complete failure. But inside that failure were lessons worth millions, perhaps billions of dollars. Bill and Paul learned how to build software. They learned how businesses work. They learned how customers think. They learned how to solve problems. Most importantly, they learned how to recover from disappointment. Years later, another opportunity appeared. A new type of computer called the personal computer was beginning to emerge. Most people didn't understand its importance. They thought computers would remain giant machines used only by governments and universities. But Bill saw something different. He imagined a future where every home and every office would have a computer. Many people laughed at that idea. Why would anyone want a computer in their home, they asked. But Bill couldn't stop thinking about it. Then came a life-changing moment. a company called IBM was building a personal computer and needed software. Bill Gates and Paul Allen saw their chance. There was only one problem. They didn't actually have the operating system IBM needed. The children gasped. "What happened then, Grandma?" Grandma chuckled. "Well, that's where courage comes in." Instead of giving up, Bill and Paul worked tirelessly to find a solution. They acquired software, improved it, and delivered what IBM needed. That software became the foundation of Microsoft. And suddenly, everything changed. Microsoft began growing. More computers were sold, more software was needed. Year after year, the company expanded. The little startup, founded by two computer-loving friends, became one of the most powerful technology companies in history. Bill Gates became a billionaire, then one of the richest people on Earth. People looked at his success and thought it happened overnight, but they were wrong. They saw Microsoft. They didn't see Traf O Data. They saw the victory. They didn't see the failure that came first. You see, children, success is often like a giant tree. Everyone admires the beautiful branches and leaves, but nobody sees the roots buried underground. Traf O Data was one of Bill Gates' roots. Without that failure, Microsoft might never have existed. Without those mistakes, he might never have learned the lessons that helped him build a global company. Years later, Bill Gates used much of his wealth to help fight diseases, improve education, and support charitable causes around the world. But perhaps his greatest lesson wasn't about technology. It was about resilience. Every time life knocked him down, he stood back up. Every time a plan failed, he learned something new. Every setback became preparation for a comeback. Grandma looked around at the children and smiled warmly. So remember this whenever you fail a test, lose a competition, make a mistake, or face disappointment. Failure is not the opposite of success. Very often, it is the beginning of success. The little company called Traf O Data failed, but the lessons it taught helped create Microsoft, and those lessons changed the world. The fire crackled softly. The children sat quietly, thinking about the boy who failed before he succeeded. Grandma closed her storybook and whispered one final thought. Never be afraid to fail, my dear children. Sometimes the road to greatness begins with a wrong turn. And with that, the story came to an end.